Hi everyone, my name is Thomas Kim. Today is May 2nd, 2019. This is my second episode about the future of C++ programming, C++ 2A standard. In this episode, we will do some compiler comparisons, C++ compiler comparisons for parallel algorithm. We'll be using Microsoft Visual C++ compiler, latest version of Visual Studio 2017, and we will be also using Intel C++ compiler or Parallel Studio XE 2019 Update 3, and GNU C++ compiler version 8.3. Please note that GNU G++ compiler version 9.1 will be released within a couple of weeks. To follow this episode, you probably have to install extension library. Please visit extension talkplayfun.com. Please note that this is new version. 1st of May, I updated. So you have to download the source code once again here by clicking this link. And if you haven't set up the environment variable, then you probably have to watch this video and make system variables properly for our development. Without further ado, let's get started. Start your file explorer. In download folder, if you unzip this file, then you can find CPP extension folder. In this folder, click tutorial, copy this folder path, copy. Right-click your command prompt, right-click, properties. In Start-in folder, Ctrl-A, Ctrl-V, click OK. Then in Extension folder, you can copy the folder path and start Visual Studio Code and open folder like this. You can open folder like this. In my case, I need to do some editings in documentation and resource too, so I will open folder here. I will copy the folder path, then open the folder, select folder. Probably in your case, your root folder is CPP extension, but I am one level higher folder. In tutorial folder, I will create a file 002 parallel gnu.cpp. Ctrl V. We will include talk play fun chrono random hpp. Include talk play fun output hpp. If you have this kind of squiggle, then Ctrl Shift P, C++ configuration, Ctrl Shift P, edit, click this button, then here quote $CPP extension dir. Do like this, okay? Then you can save or you can close it. Then the squiggle goes away. To compile using Microsoft compiler, if you are using Microsoft compiler, then give cl EHsc std C++ latest. O2 is optimization switch. 002 parallel GNU CPP, and FE means executable file name will be MOEXE. MOEXE file will be generated. In case you are using Intel compiler, then the command line is the same. You can just copy this, paste, then it should be ICL like this, okay? In case of GNU, G++, the command line switch should be G++, std, C++2A, fopenmp, MP. We are going to use fopenmp. Okay, this is for fopenmp switch. Then we need to define a macro D glib C. It means GNU library C access. C access means C++. We are going to use a parallel. We have to give this switch. Then O3 optimization switch. Then file name OO2 parallel GNU CPP. Then output file name will be go.exe. Go means GNU optimized version. Okay. In case of Clang compiler, Clang does not support parallel algorithm, and Clang by default does not include fopenmp. You have to compile Clang compiler separately, so we will not do that. Clang std C++2a. We cannot use parallel algorithm for Clang compiler. We just use optimization switch O3, then OO2 parallel GNU C++ or output Clang optimized exe. In case of Clang compiler does not support parallel algorithm yet, but Clang also will support parallel algorithm very soon. Okay, we now need to define some streams. Talk, play, fun. If we use console, we can also use console class like this, but it's not very optimized. Okay, instead of doing this, we use stream like this, string stream. This is string stream. Okay, string stream. So we have to flush to the console, otherwise we cannot see the result. Okay, now we define some new line like this. We can simply define new line character like this. Okay, or NL, we sometimes want to have two new lines like this, two new lines. And although I will make flush, then we can say talk, play, fun. Output, this namespace is defined here. Then NL, this is function. Okay, it flushes just. If you are doubt about these things, SS stream and output, then you can visit this link. In this website, you can say SS stream. You can search for SS stream here. By clicking this link, you can find more informations. Okay, and how it is defined. This is stream class. By clicking this link, you can find more informations. For example, by clicking these links. This is defined in output. You can actually see this is defined here, implemented here. You can find the source code, how it is implemented. Okay. Now here again, void example for parallel sort. We will be using random number generators and stopwatch all the time, so we have to be familiar with random number generators and stopwatch. In future sessions, we will be using random number generators and stopwatch all the time. So please make yourself familiar with random number generators and stopwatch. By using random number generator and stopwatch, we will test performance of our algorithm. So please make yourself comfortable and familiar with random number generator and stopwatch. Please always follow these steps. Step 1. Define namespace, alias, and some types for our use. Like this. Namespace, CRD means chrono random namespace. Talk play fun, chrono random namespace. Don't do this. Don't ever do this. If you like my code or programming tutorials using talk play fun, chrono random, don't do this. If you ever do this, then confine or limit its scope, okay? Also, never do this using std, namespace std. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Namespace std, okay? Don't do this. Now we define a type using element t int, okay? Use this type alias. Use type alias all the time, because later you can change just this single type, then your algorithm changes to a new type. Always use type alias like this. Now we define container using container t std vector element t, okay? Sometime later, if you want to change your container type, then you can simply modify this line. For example, if you want to use stddeque, by changing a single line here, then all your algorithm in later part will modify to stddeque. That's why I am using type alias all the time, okay? Then here, step 2, we create a random number generator. Auto generator, CRD means this namespace. Chrono random namespace defines random generator. Return type is this element type. I copy this, paste it here. This is range. We are going to generate 1 from 100 like this. I will explain it. We are creating a random number generator that returns, that generates type element t or int, because element t is int, okay? Once we change it float, for example, it now generates floats, okay? I hope you understand this concept. We are generating from 1 to 100. This is range. That generates type element t ranging from 1 to 100 inclusive. By inclusive, I mean that 1 and 100 can also be generated. Size t, count 10. We will create count of elements of type element t. Size t, test count 5. We will test 5 test count times, okay? Then we can do like this. For size t I equals 0, I less than test count plus I. So I have to fix this. Note that this random number generator, this is a function, okay? Copy, and here you can paste it, enter, then you can click it. This is random number generator. I haven't documented it yet, but by clicking this header file, you can find the function. Or go back. By clicking this line number, this is the line number. Random number generator is defined here, not here. This function, this is the function. It returns random number generator. Depending on type, depending on the value type you provided here, it returns different type. This is integral type. This is real type, real number type. So you can read the code here. I will provide more documentations in future sessions. I haven't documented it completely yet. I will explain more about this random number generator in future sessions. Here, now we can declare like this. Container T, we can say B. We created the container, then CRD, we fill the container.
You have new mail.
Random fill. Then we provide B, container B. Then we have to provide the generator, like this. And we provide element count, like this. Then stream, generated randoms, B and L. I will create a function main. I will change the function name. Examples for random Stopwatch, like this. Then I will copy this function name, copied, pasted it here. Then I will make a stopwatch here, CRD, stopwatch, SW. Here I reset. I will reset here, SW, reset. Then elapsed, SW, elapsed time. And we have to flush. Or we can just do NL here, then we can flush here. Okay, this way is optimized way. If we don't flush, then we cannot see our result. Now start your command prompt. We will test with the Microsoft compiler first. I will copy this and paste. Hit enter. The MO, this MO is created. MO. We cannot see any message. Okay. So we have to flush. I build again. Then MO. So let's watch it carefully. We generated 10 random numbers of float, and elapsed time is 0.009. It is millisecond unit. Okay, I will change it to int. I just changed it here int. Okay, then we can build again. Now int, it is 10 int, much faster. This is float, this is int. Now 10 ints. Also note that generated numbers are different from this number, this number, this number, this number. They are all different random numbers. This unit is millisecond. If you want to change the display message, you can provide here CRD you can say microsecond or nanosecond. We can see this is millisecond, this is microsecond. You have to provide micro t, not microsecond. This is unit. Okay, if we build it again, MO, now it's in microsecond units. This in microsecond units. Default is millisecond. Now we can modify it into nanosecond unit. You have to provide nano t. Then the unit is nano. Now it's in nanosecond unit. Okay. So this controls the display format. This is the proper way to use random numbers. Also, the reason I'm using container like type alias all the time is that once we modify it dequeue, I modified it dequeue, then it still works. Now the container is dequeue. It works. Now let's try with some other container like set or list. I'm not sure if I implemented this. Let's try it. We are now using list. So now the container is list, not vector. Now let's try with set. I'm not sure if I implemented it. In case of set, I have not implemented, or you cannot assign variable that is constant. Resize is not a member of a set. I will fix this issue in some future sessions. In next time when you try this code, this will be fixed. I will fix it, then upload my library once again. I hope you understand why I am using type alias all the time. I will change it to vector. Now let's try with Intel compiler. Then I have to start Intel compiler. Before I start Intel compiler, I will copy the folder path, right click, properties, Ctrl A, Ctrl B. Then I start Intel compiler. I will copy this line of command and paste it here. Okay. Intel compiler also works. I probably have to change it to IO like this. IO. Then Intel compiler works successfully. This is GNU. I copy GNU. Then in this command prompt, paste. This is GNU compiler. GO also works. I will copy clang. Paste. CO, clang compiler also works. I originally intended to compare compilers for parallel algorithm, but this video become too long, so I will modify the title of this session as random numbers and stopwatch for performance test. I will change the title of this video like this. I am very sorry. In my next video, I will talk about compiler comparison and parallel algorithm. Please keep watching my next video.